what's the significance of the twins visiting this?
We feel very privileged and honored to have His Royal Highness here at one of our schools in Trinidad. This is in recognition of the athletic performance of one of the students of the school, Jehu Gordon, who is a potential Olympic medalist. And this school has twinned with another school in West Bromwich to fulfilling one of the Olympic dream movement, where they are trying to twin schools around the world and young athletes as part of the British movement for the Olympics in Britain. But this is an important aspect of the education of our children, and we want to see more and more students moving to the highest level in the world in terms of athletics and athletic performances, and whether it's on all type of sports, but of course combining that with the academic performance. For too long, athletes from Trinidad have lost their academic ability as well. So we want to try to ensure that there is a balance between the academic performance and the sporting abilities of the students. And I have a team now who is voluntary, working with us in the Ministry of Education to bring about the whole structure to establish this type of system within education, so that all students will be able to realize his or her own fullest potential and make sure that they are socially and culturally integrated, and they achieve their dreams and their aspirations, not only necessarily academic.
What will the ministry be doing to get? What will the ministry be doing to get other schools perhaps involved in a program such as this, and twin with other schools around the world?
Well, we've been working with the Olympic Committee. Mr. Larry Romani has given us support towards moving with the Olympic Committee dreams throughout all our secondary and primary schools. It's a matter of how fast we move it. And then our national sporting organizations which have come together. The team is headed by Derek Murray, included Alvin Cornell, Hazley Crawford, Cheryl Peters, Anna North, Larry Romani from the Olympic Association. So we are now moving towards ensuring that all schools have this type of system, and then the primary schools physical education is being taught up to standard 5 and is going to be examinable as one of the parts for the SEA examination in academic year 2012. So physical education, visual and performing arts, morals, values, ethics, citizenry development, character development, agri-science, health and family life education. These are the areas that from 2012 we'll be examining and giving 20% of the marks to these areas, and in academic year 2013 another 20%. So 40% of the marks in the SEA examination will be given in these areas. So it starts the holistic development of the child from young, and so that they will be able to realize their own fullest potential as they move into the secondary school system, and then post-secondary and then tertiary education system.
Another one time you're talking about sponsored events in secondary schools and so on. What is the situation with that?
Well, there are a number of corporate bodies, corporate entities. I have now drafted a letter to the Chamber of Commerce and the American Chamber, so that the Ministry of Education will meet with these various corporate bodies and corporate entities, discuss the way forward for the Ministry of Education, and see what areas that they can give us some help. It's not only financial help, it's the technical help and resources that we also need to work with. So I'm sure there will be British Gas, BP, First Citizens, Royal Bank. All these institutions have been helping us along the way, but we need to have it done in a more structured manner to achieve the realization of the Ministry of Education goals as well as their goals. So it will be a collaborative effort between these corporate bodies, corporate citizens and the Ministry of Education in realization of our 16 priority areas which we have set for ourselves, which include the laptop issue, universal early childhood education, the introduction of textbook education and curriculum vocational qualification and training, the movement of the SEA from March to May, continuous base assessment, school-based management, teacher training and development, institutional strengthening, human resource management information system, career guidance, looking at the parenting issues, and a few others in the 16 priorities.
More or less laptops for the
Oh yes, well, the Prime Minister has committed the government to ensuring that laptops for the 5 years in our first term of office, and in our second term we will of course continue that. But we're now moving to ensure that primary school students become involved in an IT training program, because we have computer labs in 330 of our 476 primary schools, and all 152 secondary schools do have computer labs ranging from 1 to 6, with some of the schools having 60 computers. The schools are wired with up to 10 megabytes. You see in this school today that they're able to have some Wi-Fi connectivity, and we're ensuring that the Wi-Fi connectivity of all schools takes place pretty shortly. So in all our schools we have computers, computer labs, wideband connectivity and Wi-Fi pretty shortly.
Just the final question is one, the security situation concerning the security contracts. We have raised that as a serious concern last year. Has there been a review? And secondly, the issue with the non-rational schools. We've seen some issues recently. Is it concordant to be revisited? What's the situation?
The first question on the security issue, we are spending too much money on security, $250 million per year, and that is untenable. Imagine one secondary school with 6 security officers. You spend $2.1 million per year on one school for security. You know what that could do for education of the children? It's spent $2.1 million. TSTT and Columbus Communications, they are two of the organizations which now looking at providing a marked degree of security of the school at $2,500 per month, which as opposed to one security officer, $30,000 per month for one security officer, 1/12 of the cost, and be able to have armed response, and of course provide the internet connectivity, the Wi-Fi, and many other areas for the IT aspect. So obviously we have to move with the time, and we could no longer continue to be fossilized in an old system. As far as the Concordat is concerned, I raised it with Tutor. I'm having a meeting pretty shortly with the 17 denominational boards, and we hope to review the discussions on that. We have had 5 meetings with them, and of course if they feel that there is need for a revisit, and the general population feel that way, I will probably have to consider taking a note to Cabinet for Cabinet's consideration on it, and then the way forward whether we need a national consultation on it. At the moment, the denominational boards, we have 340 out of the 456 primary schools. They are denominational board schools, and 43 out of the 152 secondary schools are denominational, and they have a lot within their early childhood education center. But they get the teachers, they get the principals, we pay for everything, we pay their bills, the utilities, we provide new buildings in their land, we repair their schools on their property. So basically we have to look at the whole question of what management skills and practices they put into the schools to ensure better performance. As I have said, over 125 primary schools are underperforming now at the moment, and a significant percentage related to some of the national board schools. 4 out of 10 Anglican and Catholic schools underperforming, 1 out of 5 Presbyterian schools underperforming, the Hindu Mahasabha schools, they thumped in the middle with average performance, the Astra is doing the best. When we have only less than 1% of our students in the SA making more than 95, only 6% making more than 90, and 1 out of 2 students failing to get 50%, and this has been continuing for 7 years now. This is unacceptable. And 17,000 of our students enter secondary school. By Form 5, only 12,005 write 5 subjects or more, so 4,005 have dropped out, and out of the 12,005 which write 5 subjects or more, only 6,500 get 5 subjects. So from 17,000, 6,005 get 5 subjects or more, and then only 3,005 of those go to Cape, and only 2,100 get 3 subjects, grades 1 to 3. So from 17,000 there, you're finishing with a product of 2,000 students who have done well academically. So this is why we're introducing the other areas areas of technical, vocational, physical education, and so on. So it will be a multidisciplinary approach towards education in school, which will redound not only to the short term, but the medium and long term. So the benefits of what we're doing now in the education system, with a massive paradigm shift and the transformation, will redound to social transformation in the medium term.
Dr. Gopeesingh, one last question. With the issue with Sita Gajada Singh being assaulted by the security guard last week Friday, what's your take on this matter?
I've just seen the report this morning before leaving the office here. I put it in the hands of the permanent secretary and the chief education officer for them to give me some advice on the way forward on that. I believe that all the denominational schools choose their own security teams. We provide security officers for the government schools. So it's a question of how the relationship that we will have as the Ministry of Education with the denominational boards in terms of their provision of security officers. If they're providing security officers in their schools which are mitigating against proper development and proper decorum, we cannot allow that to continue. So that has to be looked at.
Thank you.